The Eastern Sierra News brought to you by
T-Bar Social Club, June Lake's newest gathering place, offering June pie, New York-style pizza, and year-round entertainment in a warm, welcoming atmosphere. See you in the Loop.
Well, a whole city popped up at the Tri-County Fairgrounds and Events Center last Memorial Day weekend. It was the 50th Mule Days celebration. Lots of people, thousands joining us here in the Eastern Sierra. Sierra Wave Media got a chance to talk with Mule Days President Kent Schlick.
Bill, part of the reason I volunteer, not just for Mule Days, but for other things in town and wherever else I can, is one, because I can, and I have this opportunity in my life to give back, and that's a big deal. And I know a lot of our other volunteers, that's another reason they're into it, is because they give back. Some of my lifelong friends I've met volunteering, and that's another great reason to do it. It's for the community. It's very rewarding. It's a lot of work, but the contacts you make and the people and the stories and everything else is amazing. It's a huge adrenaline rush during Mule Days. It's just go, and it's a lot of work, but that keeps us going. And come Monday, it's time to tear down and clean things up and stuff. Glad it's over, but some disappointment that you can't continue a little bit longer. But there's a lot of thanks and a lot of hugs and a lot of goodwill with the volunteers that are there to help clean up even. So we have people from all over the United States that come just to volunteer, and they've been coming for years. We had one gentleman from Alaska this year, and his father was a volunteer 8 or 9 years ago, and he came to honor his father by volunteering and just to see what it was all about, and he said he's going to come back. One of the great things about Mule Days is a lot of people come as a spectator and for the first year, and then the next year they come back as a volunteer. We had 1,000 RVs this year, and those people, they're all our age, they're all baby boomers, and they're looking for something to do, so they may come for some shows, volunteer for part of the days. And we have close to 700 volunteers that put Mule Days on, and there's 5 paid staff, 1 full-time, the rest are part-time. There's the drill team from the high school, the football team, the baseball team, cleaning the hall afterwards, some churches, and we reimburse them and pay them so they can buy materials and things they need. Great thing for the kids because they learn how to give back, and that they earn their keep, and they love it. They're like, say, the baseball team, they come out at 2 in the morning to clean the Charlie Brown's floor. The parents of the drill team are out parking cars. It's a huge community thing, great for Bishop and great for everybody to see how we do this here.
All right, we thank Kent Schlick for that, and well, we're already looking forward to next Mule Days, right? Inyo County Agricultural Commissioner Nate Reed announced today that the county will again be accepting applications to operate cannabis business within the unincorporated portions of Inyo County. That'll be beginning June 10th. The license application window will remain open to potential business owners until at least August 9th, 2019. Now, once the application window closes, scoring of applications will occur with a final determination made by the Inyo County Board of Supervisors. That will happen at a public meeting. Now, application fees remaining at $2,711.89. License fees, which will be charged if an applicant is successful, set at $8,850. List of available license types by the licensing zone is posted on both the Inyo County and Inyo County Agricultural Commissioners websites. Now, the business license is one component necessary for a cannabis business to be legal in Inyo County, the other being a conditional use permit for the property where the business activities will occur. News release from Inyo County notes that interested individuals can get all the information Inyo County website, inyocounty.us, or again, Inyo/Mono County's agricultural Commissioner's website, and that is inyomonoagriculture.com. Well, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media, writing that the one thing members of Bishop City Council agreed on at Tuesday's meeting: kids shouldn't have access to flavored tobacco. How to do that was another issue. Now, April Egan, prevention manager for Inyo County's WIC, Women, Infant, and Children's Program, had made a full presentation to the Bishop City Council on May 13th. Now, the facts are simple. More and younger kids are using flavored tobacco products, either vaped or smoked. These products are basically an introduction to a lifetime of tobacco addiction, Deb Murphy writes, with more communities looking for a way to keep them out of the hands of kids. Bishop City Council member Stephen Wichavi cited a study done by R.J. Reynolds. When the price of flavored tobacco products went up 10%, use dropped by 12%. His solution was to slam a harsh tax penalty on sales and use the money for education and after-school programs. He also asked about limiting tobacco sales to dedicated tobacco shops with a 21-year-old age limit. Bishop City Attorney Ryan Jones explained the tax would take a voter initiative and limiting place of sales could be looked into. Councilmember Karen Schwartz was skeptical. She said, "We're trying to prevent a lifelong health issue. Legislation isn't going to work. It hasn't worked. You can't legislate human behavior. It has to be through education," end quote. Now, there are limitations when it comes to law enforcement dealing with minors. Bishop Police Chief Ted Steck explained, "I'm strong on education." Bishop Mayor Jim Ellis hit the nail on the head. The criminality is in the marketing. Another limit to taxing or ordinance was the simple fact Bishop's authority doesn't extend upon Bishop City limits. Ellis said, "We need to work with the county." Inyo County Board of Supervisors heard Egan's presentation, and Jeff Griffiths, who represents Bishop on the board, said the supervisors haven't made a final decision. Now, Jones brought up policies to ban flavored tobacco in San Francisco and Sacramento and suggested waiting to see the outcome of the legal challenges. He said he would look into a special tax on those products. Deb Murphy also filed this story. The unintended consequences of some Inyo County short-term rental ordinances came back to bite the Inyo County Board of Supervisors at its Tuesday meeting. Now the ordinances have been in place for more than a year. The board and planning department will focus on options to fix those consequences. Now, planning director for Inyo County, Catherine Richards, ran through some of the consequences and ongoing issues. Countywide housing shortage. Some short-term rentals were, at one time, rented long-term, but the numbers don't measure up to other factors that have resulted in Inyo County's housing shortage. In other words, if the county outlawed Airbnbs, there still wouldn't be enough housing to meet current needs. Short-term rentals are not allowed in multifamily zones so as not to impact the affordable housing inventory. Currently, yurts, trailers, and RVs do not constitute legal short-term rentals. Now, initially, the Inyo board thought requiring a hosted permit before a non-hosted permit could be issued would solve a lot of the problems. It didn't. Some hosted permits have accompanying non-hosted permits on units miles away from the hosted unit, and supervisors zeroed in on beefing up enforcement and some sort of signage with contact information to handle immediate complaints. Deb's full report on our website, sierrawave.net. Deb Murphy also filed this report. Mono and Inyo counties was handed a reprieve by the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, last Friday. Now, the Commission's Division of Hydropower Licensing found Premium Energy's application for a closed-loop system from reservoirs in the Orange Gorge to the White Mountains patently deficient. And that's the good news. The FERC did not find the project patently deficient because of environmental or common sense reasons. The application for a feasibility study was deemed patently deficient because the project includes 3 reservoirs in both the Gorge and the Whites. The FERC pointed out Premium needed to submit 3 applications, one for each series of reservoirs. Now, the FERC's rejection cover letter also stated any application that is rejected may be resubmitted if the deficiencies are corrected. So all Premium has to do is do some cut and paste on the rejected application to create 3 applications. Now, word of that rejection spread quickly last Friday. Mono supervisor Fred Stump sent out a chain email with the rejection letter attached. He also stated that he and Supervisor from Mono County Bob Gardner had met with Senator Dianne Feinstein's representative, and although there does not seem to be a role for the senator at this time, her representative will be recommending the senator support the denial position of any of the proposals that be necessary. We'll be back with every 15 minutes.